Hello and welcome to the morning meeting. My name is Jimmy O'Brien, and it has been a long time since I've sat down and recorded one of these episodes, so let's get right into it. Sip my coffee, a little John Prine, and then let's go.
I was sitting in the bathtub, counting my toes when the radiator broke. Water all froze, I got stuck in the ice without my clothes.
Naked as the eyes of a clown. Okay, hello and welcome to the morning meeting. It's been a long time since we recorded one of these. Apologize about that. If you are a consumer, appreciate it because it's kind of like a deep account, more like for like people that are interested in the business, the back end, have been with us a while, like core community members that have helped us grow. And I love chatting with you, having a rapport, giving you insight into what we're doing. And it's been not a lot because it's been dark since the postseason, basically. It's been a wild stretch of my son was born during the wild card series. And then I came back for a couple days to do Yankees content. And then as soon as the Yankees were eliminated, I went on paternity leave for, I forget what it was, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. I don't know, whatever it was. And then had a couple weeks in December where I worked in a couple weeks in November, got sick. Whole family got the flu because we're a bunch of toddlers running around getting sick. And then, Christmas break. And here we are, new year. And a lot of the work I did in November and December really transitioned to doing behind the scenes stuff for content, head of content stuff, building out packages, setting us up for this year, reconfiguring structure of our process of building packages for sales, for tentpole events, for other things, for collaboration. So I've been like deep in that game. So even the content I've been making has been lesser, which is probably for the best. I mean, it's a bummer to see some stuff like breakdown channel like dip, but it will come back up. That's always what happens. And our season is about to kick off. Like there is so much stuff coming up in February. I think it starts. I mean, we have spring training, World Baseball Classic. We're going to crush World Baseball Classic content. I'm so excited. We put together a package of shows that are going to, the sales team has them out right now. And a lot of them, like we came up with ideas, and a lot of them we're doing it whether it gets sold or not. Some of them are such overhead that you say built if sold. We'll have people on location. We'll have new shows. We'll have tons of social media series covering it. I'm pumped for World Baseball Classic. We have a lot of different spring training trips that are about to happen. People going to Arizona, Swilly doing a tour, Jolly going out. We got Ice going and doing a bunch of collabs with people. Me, Jake, and Joe's will be going to Tampa. We're going to film another Tasty, do some stuff with those, trying to collaborate with Major League Baseball teams during spring training, building pitch decks there, warehouse, figuring out that. We filmed 2 tournaments ready for the 2026 season. So there has been a lot going on. Sometimes I only count my output on breakdowns and main channel videos. So it's like, I haven't done it. I feel like I haven't worked. That's what I keep saying. I feel like I haven't worked, but then I like go back. I'm like, actually, we've done a ton. It's just a different muscle and a different result. I have a lot of questions because I thought I was going to record one of these a while ago and asked for questions on Instagram, got a bunch of questions, didn't have time to record it. Just straight up didn't have time. Been busy. It's been crazy. Some cool stuff is going on. Major League Baseball invited us to go to the replay center and watch their process and let me ask questions. They had some up there that I made videos on. Some I agreed with them, some I didn't. I don't think they liked that I tweeted out MLB replay is broken. Not blaming them. We talked about that. The system is great. The technology is amazing. I don't agree with philosophically some of the stuff that they do. And then I just think the whole thing should be transparent. But that was cool. And then they sat us with like some of the rules committee to go over rules and trends. So that's awesome insight that will help all of our content and coverage. And it was fun to go there and let it be like a debate. Because I don't know, I'm, how old am I? 30 something years old. I got 3 kids. I have my opinions and I like respectively debating them. Jake was like, I want to go because I want to see you react to them and them react to you. And I'm like, all right. It was very cordial, very friendly, I thought. There's one guy side-eyeing me. I thought he might not like me. Who knows? Probably, whatever. I tweeted out MLB Replay is broken, and they're the MLB Replay guys. Again, I just don't like... I told him my least favorite words are call stands. Because you got umpires with the cameras. Let them tell me what they think. There was one time a replay, clearly the tag was happening in an area that the umpire, you could tell on replay, had no view of. Like clearly his call was a guess because you could see it was obstructive. So my point is, why does his call hold weight when like in review we could see that there's no way he saw it? And they're like, well, that's the system we have. I'm like, that's what I don't like. So it wasn't against like their methods. They have so much tech. Baseball has the best tech. I just wish they were able to use it more. I also think it should be transparent. Like I think you should be watching the broadcast and then they go to replay. And like when I did the World Cup broadcast, this is what happens. Basically, the broadcast gets hijacked by the director and the umpire in the replay room, and the audience watching at home hears the whole dialogue of the umpire up in the booth or in New York. Can you rock that forward? Can you roll it forward? I need to see more. I don't trust that. So even if you disagree with the end result, you heard the process and you were part of it, and there's no wondering. Like there's no calling them, what the hell did you guys see? Like, what were you thinking? You heard them, you saw what they saw, and you heard what they think. That was my big thing. I was like, you guys should do this. I think some of them want to do it. Yankees reached out to. They do this with a lot of beat reporters. So this is nothing special or new for me. But people that cover the team, they will at winter meetings or other events, give them insight into some stuff like, hey, here's our thinking on this. Like, if you're going to talk about it, here's at least our thinking and the logic. So that might happen soon. I got to actually send an email of topics I want to inquire about. So that's been really cool. We've had a couple sponsorship opportunities reach out that I spent time making pitch decks for them and coming up with new ideas. Like if we partner with them, then it can unlock a new level of doing some stuff and some shows. So that's fun. It's been good. It's all going to hit soon, which is great. I have a lot of questions. I'll get to those. I'm trying to think. Anything else worth sharing? I don't know if we're sharing this publicly or not. We may be getting a new office. Probably not for a year, but we're outgrowing this one like crazy. It's, which is awesome. Like we got this 5 years ago, and we didn't utilize a lot of it in the last couple of years. Like it's busy. Sometimes I can't even get in this room to record breakdowns because everyone's using it. I'm going to Disney World again next week. Off-season little vacation. Hopefully no one gets sick. That'll be fun. Kids are excited. I got 3 kids now. Frankie looks just like James did. Sometimes you're looking at him in person and you're like, oh, no, you got your own thing going on. And then I pull up a picture of them at the same age, and I'm like, no, you're a clone. He's chill. 3rd baby, so he has to be. Holidays are so fun. I love getting into them. It's actually amazing to be on paternity leave during the holidays, during Halloween, because I went to Michael's or whatever hobby place and got all these crafts and did crafts with them and pumpkins and cooking and making necklaces and window stickers, which I have just such a nostalgic and joy for, like making each holiday feel like a new world, like redecorating the house. That's how my mom did it for us growing up, and it was awesome. I put some notes on like things that I can talk about. Otherwise, I can just get into these questions. Spring training's coming up. World Baseball Classic is coming up, and the T20 World Cup. I was on it 2 years ago. I was on the booth. It's in Sri Lanka, I think, this year. And USA is in it, and we might have some awesome coverage of that coming. We're going to cover it with That's Cricket and all the cricket stuff. I'm excited to watch Team USA. They're in a group with India and Pakistan, so we'll see. But yeah, so that's like 3 big things before the season happening. World Baseball Classic, spring training, T20 World Cup, then the season happens. And we got trips, we got warehouse stuff to film, a lot going on. Shall we get into your questions? Now, I took pictures of all the questions and I put them into Perplexity. I said, organize these by category, and then they did. So, Josh Mitchell, 72, can you do more cricket, please? Praying emoji, blush face. Yeah, we can. I mean, personally, I can only do so much. Adam has been crushing it. He's doing a ton. Liam is been part of the streams and part of the big episodes. Hopefully he's still around. Hopefully he sticks with us, but he's going to be playing in MLC soon and has a lot of other stuff going on. Yeah, we're going to have cricket coverage. I will continue to do as much as I can. I enjoy. Tabletop Cricket League has started. The next question is also from Darth Nolock. How's the cricket content going so far? I've enjoyed it. Thank you, Darth. And Sharon Thirdman said, any way to work for JB Media in the cricket side of the business? I don't know if I've ever seen it spelled out as JB Media. That's new for me. If we are hiring, you can check the job boards and listings. I don't know if we're specifically hiring on the cricket side right now. But if everything keeps growing, obviously, with growth comes demand. So just to talk on the cricket stuff, like the Ashes have been happening. Unfortunately, Australia won the first 3. So it's, even I have kind of been I don't know if I'm going to stay up really late to watch these Australia time. But Adam's been crushing the content. The channel's been growing. We've gotten some big hits. We've been doing the tabletop cricket, which I actually, if you haven't seen it, we've just been posting on social media. A tabletop cricket game, very fun to play. They're getting an average of 700,000 views. I think we've had a handful break 500,000, which is awesome. Where we did it just a one-off thing. They're really fun. We're going to do them as someone messaged me and was like, can you do these in relation to the T20 World Cup? And I was like, I just finished making a package. It's going out if people want to sponsor it. If not, we'll just sponsor ourselves. We are going to do prediction matches. I'll be Pakistan and Jack will be India. And we're going to all right, how people have pets predict the upcoming game or whatever. There's people always predicting games in odd ways. We're going to play tabletop cricket. That's going to be a prediction. So it'll preview the 2 teams playing. And if we're right in our predictions, then we're geniuses. So there will be more cricket stuff coming and more playing in the warehouse. But I don't think it's going to be, I think it's going to feel the same. And a lot of it will go on That's Cricket, Instagram and accounts. And yeah, to answer Darth, how's the cricket content going so far? It's going. It's really at the period right now where you're trying to just throw everything at the wall. See what sticks, look at the analytics, see what feels fun for the host or for the creators, for the audience, and what logistically might be working, but logistically is not plausible to continue, what is working, and we can make it more rinse and repeat, less of a process. So we're kind of in that phase still of just throwing everything out there and finding what works and what sticks and seeing what we enjoy and what we want to keep doing. All right. This category is other sports / series requests. So that seems like we're just going to get a slew of weird stuff. Michael Mercat said, hockey content, ? Well, I've been watching more hockey than I ever have before. I was hoping the Rangers would get to the playoffs and we could do bandwagon blue shirts again because it's like a 2-year cycle. We did it. Then they didn't make the playoffs. Then we did it. Then they didn't make the playoffs. So I was thinking, turns out, Rangers, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Something crazy would have to happen. Fox returning is helping. He's awesome. Helps the power play. They can't win at the Garden at all. Every game seems to go into overtime. And their offense is terrible to watch. So there's your hockey content. Their offense sometimes is like beer league hockey where no one crashes, no one charges the net, They're just always trying to like score from the outside. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong because I don't watch a lot. I tune into like maybe one game every now and then if James will allow it. Last night we had to watch The Rock versus John Cena. I'd never watched wrestling growing up as a kid. I was never interested. But me and James wrestle, so then he wanted to watch it. So we watched it. He was very into it. So I think that's normal of a young boy. I'd never watched it growing up. You know why? Because I lived in Australia when I was 8 through 10, and when I came back to visit, all my friends in New Jersey were into it, but they weren't into it before I left. And that was when the year when Goldberg went undefeated, and I was just totally out of the loop. And sometimes when I growing up, if I was just out of the loop, I just like never even try to get in the loop. I'd be like, nah, I missed it, and that's how I felt about wrestling. Hockey content, I don't know. The breakdowns don't really do well. Like, they don't get a crazy amount of views, and they don't get new viewers. So they only get viewed by people that already watch breakdowns. Whereas the cricket breakdowns don't get the same amount of views as a baseball breakdown, but they bring new audience to the channel and new subscribers like pretty regularly. It could get 300,000 views, but it'll get 70,000 new viewers. Whereas a baseball one at this point will get 1 million views, but only get like 2,000 new viewers. And some of the hockey ones that I tried recently would get like 300,000 views and like 1,000 new viewers. I can try again. It's also a harder sport. There was a lip reading one recently that I wanted to do. I'm just kind of conserving my energy on breakdowns so that when the season starts, I can hit the ground running. We're doing some old ones. I have 3 queued up. I really like making the little shorts because they're a little easier. If there's like a crazy thing that I really want to jump on, I will. And we have a bunch in the back catalog. But I'm trying not to burn myself out with that because when baseball season comes around, I really love making them. Like, I fall back in love with it. Last year, the first half of last year, I think were some of the best well-made breakdowns I made. And then I even got that in, some people told me that. So sometimes like the hockey ones, I don't know. There'd have to be a moment that I really like that has like, there's not enough like individual face time or downtime. You know, the breakdowns work best for slower sports. Like, don't work well in basketball unless something weird happens, like very weird, or like a fight or an altercation. Hockey is very hard. The sports that aren't slow, because baseball is so slow, you have all this nuanced face reactions. And cricket is slow like that. Even the NFL is slow, but they have helmets on, which kind of takes away from it. So those are my thoughts on that. 3, Elijah Flores, I believe is, the E's are 3s in his name, but I believe it's Elijah Flores. Okay, any more college ultimate Frisbee breakdowns? Those would be part of things you missed. So if there's a huge moment in ultimate Frisbee, make sure to put it on our radar. Dalton and Rob, they produce things you missed, and they do a great job. I have an episode that I need to record for this upcoming week right now, and I don't know if those would get a standalone breakdown, but you know, all the elements of things you missed get posted on their own on socials, and then we combine them for one video on the main YouTube, which has been amazing. It averaged 300,000 views last year. What the hell? Oh, it came back. My tab disappeared. Things you missed had a crazy year. Let's see. Edgar Elizararas. Is that a name? How would you pronounce that? For a kid with eroticism who can't say his R's, that's a lot of R's in the last name. Wow. Okay, I'm going to find out how to pronounce this.
Elizararas.
I was all over it, turns out. I'm a genius. What was the question asked? Where do I find it? Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys cover next year's FIFA World Cup. Would love to see some breakdowns. Ooh, Edgar, that's not going to happen. They are, you can't do it. You can't, they don't let you, they block it. I mean, I did the most creative breakdown ever. It didn't get a lot of love because it was too bizarre. It was almost like, it was abstract art. The college soccer championship came down to PKs, and the World Cup 3 years ago, whatever, came down to PKs. And what I did was I used the college footage, and sometimes I reversed it so the lefty became a righty so it matched. And I would show like 2 seconds of the World Cup player like running up to kick the ball, and then I would dub in basically the college footage to showcase it. So it's basically like I took the PKs from the College World Series and I rearranged the order of them and used them as like almost like if we didn't have the footage and we were doing like a reenactment of the World Series, of the World Cup PKs. And it was all like blurred and heavily edited. It took forever. And I think I remember like I was like kind of proud of it because it was an off-season World Cup penalty kicks, Jomboy Media. It was an off-season thing, and I was like, this is hilarious. Championship game is decided by penalty kicks. 147,000 views. That's not a lot. Although breakdowns last year, we tapped into so many different audiences on different platforms. So like YouTube is down comparatively. That's just the nature of this thing. But breakdown views last year were 3x up from the year before, or for any year. It was our biggest year for breakdown views ever, and it doubled the second biggest year. If I can find the graph for you guys. So that was cool. But this one, like, it's too bizarre for people. I understand it. It's like all mosaic and blurred. If you want to look it up, championship game is decided by penalty kicks, a breakdown. I pinned this comment. This is absolutely one of your worst. How wasted were the guys doing the editing? Very sober doing the editing. It was hard. And then the next one is he cannot post FIFA clips longer than 3 seconds because of copyright. Yeah. So funny. This comment, this is straight up art. Can't imagine the research and editing process for this. Brain broken emoji. Yeah, this was crazy. I remember like really finding it fun. And I would just, I was the opposite. Oh, wow. I even have them celebrating in unison and shit. And the replays. Okay. Yeah, I'm into that. Proud of myself. Yeah, I just do that again. So to answer Edgar's question, like FIFA is not gonna, like there's like NFL, they'll claim everything. Is some people, some sports we just straight up can't do because they block, and that's scary. They were like, they strike, IPL, not going to happen. They don't let you do shit. FIFA World Cup, no. PGA, no. We don't even touch those. All right. Matt _SPE. What's the moment you're most proud of? That's a really reflective question. There's been a lot over the course of time. My answer would naturally be something on the personal side, but I'm sure you're trying to think of business side. Anything I say, I feel like I'm just searching and something's going to come to me. MLB deal, maybe because of how firm we stood our ground for how long we did, knowing that if we were going to make this deal, it was going to be the way we wanted it to be and under the circumstances we wanted it to be, and cordial, and we had gone every year of them reaching out to work with us in a way that we didn't, and it wasn't the right setting, and it wasn't the right initial pairing, and we just kept saying no and dealing with the consequences of that, which did block us from a lot of big deals, a lot of partnerships, a lot of opportunities. A lot of companies were scared to work with us. A lot of teams were scared to work with us. So when we were able to partner, which has been great, it made all the waiting and kind of those tougher decisions. They weren't really tough because I was pretty headstrong, and we were all in unison. You know, all the people that were me, Jake, Courtney, people on the board, they're all in unison about, no, we can't. We don't do that. We got to wait. And so I was proud of ourselves that was a big deal. I don't know if a creator company, I think we're the first creator company to partner with a league. And there's more opportunities now coming to us from other leagues and other stuff because of that. So I would say that's that. But I don't know. There's some other stuff that I probably would be proud of. Coaching Rourke and it coming to fruition in one of the coolest ways possible. That sounds like a joke, but that might be up there. I was very proud of myself. What am I most proud of? No, proud. I was very proud of Rourke and myself for helping him and for him letting me help me and us working together as a team. So that would be up there in like a real sense. I know the warehouse is a silly world. It's not real. It's made up sports in a dusty warehouse, but that was really cool. And I was very proud of Rourke. What are some ideas, Mr. Beauluge? What are some ideas to improve Blitzball or any warehouse games? Are there any more warehouse questions? Yeah, people that watch the warehouse, we're always tinkering, always trying to make changes. That's the nature. Sometimes people forget that and then they get upset about the changes, but that, like, every time we want it to feel like we're testing something out or doing something different. Some things stick, some things don't. Every time you come to a tournament, it should be like, what's new? I grew up on the challenge, Real World Road Rules Challenge, and that was like a different format, a different set of players, like every season. So I think, not even knowing, because we're not as different as they are. But anyway, I don't want to spoil a ton. I will say for warehouse, there's going to be less teams. So some teams aren't returning, but players will be switched around. There were some big decisions we made for production, which meant less days. We really want more guests to come in. We really want more guest players. Every sport will have guest players. And we're doing Captain's League and we're doing Warehouse Cup. Captain's League is going to come out the whole first half of the year, all 4 tournaments. They won't intertwine anymore. And then Warehouse Cup will come out second half of the year. So I think that's easier for the viewers and the editors and everyone watching. And then we're trying to get more guests for all sports that we play. So that's all I'll say. Some more rules, other stuff. Captain's League is a testing ground for a lot of stuff we're trying elsewhere. When is your next Polish Horseshoes tournament? I'd love to compete, said Yard Games World. Oh, we'll put it on the calendar. I love Polish Horseshoes. It was my favorite backyard drinking game in college. Cloth the Bolt. Considered adding wiffle ball to Warehouse Games roster because of Norp. No, it hasn't been a consideration. I feel like they can do Warehouse one-off videos, but it would scratch the same itch as Blitzball, and we are doing Blitzball. So no, not as a full tournament or anything. Okay, this category of questions is existing/returning shows, and this first one comes from Zendino the Great. Any hope for JJR? I think I said this last year, and I say it every time around this time of year. I wish we didn't disband JJR. I wish we could have figured out a way to keep it going once a week, and just catch up with Jake and have fun. At that time, everything was live, and we were really the constraints of being live were so much, and I think it was 3 years of just stressing out, overstressing, not knowing how to fucking handle growing a company, doing content, having time, starting a family. Now I've got to commute both ways, where earlier it was nothing. There was none of that. And that just got cut because it was a lot of time. The show was turning into what I didn't want it to be. And so I'd love for it to come back. I never say never. I just don't know, because we're still, like last year, I still cut a ton out. And last year I did really well. I changed my schedule. I cut a ton of stuff out. But the year before that, I was talking baseball at the start of the year. I was doing Jimmy's Three Things once a week. I was doing Mornin once a week. We were recording Guts, or some JJTV every week. There's a ton of shit I cut out, and it was great because it allowed me to do new stuff, try new things, help out elsewhere, and not burn myself out. I think that other people, I think Jake and some of the other big creators, Jack, Zoe, they hit their limit last year. Now we got to figure out how to make sure that they don't burn them out. They have, big shows, big properties that they're on. So we're still what I'm trying to say is some people are still in the cutting phase. Hey, you got to kill some of your darlings that you love doing, because comparatively they aren't performing as well. So it has to be a passion project, and you can't do that once a week because it's going to take you away. It's going to burn you out, even though you love doing it. Next question is Guts coming back, and we're going to finish Guts. We just have to find a time, with me going on paternity and then Jake going on his vacation, and then Christmas. And now we're getting into spring, I'm going into Disney. It just hasn't worked. And we had a discussion that we cannot let that get in the way of the bigger stuff that has more impact on the company. And I think the plan is to finish Guts out, and then we might, that JJTV might become dormant for a little, or I don't know. But it became a big burden. A JJTV session ruined the whole day, because I can't go in that studio, film for 4 hours or 3 hours, come back, and I'm in such a different state of mind. I couldn't get anything done after. All of us felt okay, this is it's a half a day every week, and it could really kill us. We do a lot. So that's a bummer. We are going to finish out Guts every episode. It's just the pressure, it is not going to put pressure on our schedule. So it's going to happen. Someone else asked about Guts as well. Will there be a watch and playing series coming up? I just answered that. Okay. Next category: business, hiring, and internships. Jobs, internships, room work. Would you hire remote employees? Nina. Hi, Nina. No, there's contractors that we've had that work remote that will, be contracted out for a specific project or a specific amount of time. All of our resources, everything we offer as a company to our employees and to creators and to designers, all of the resources, all of the benefits of being part of the company and part of a team and part of the roster go by the wayside if you're not able to utilize everything. And it also makes for a real tough, it's not the environment we're trying to create and we have created. So, no, it'd just be contractors are remote. Otherwise, everyone else is here. P. White, need a 3D motion artist out of state? If we do, that would be in time where I would be hey, let's contract some out to do this animation for us or do this whatever for us. And we've done that. We're contracting someone out to edit a video for us right now. So yeah, it wouldn't just be we don't need one all the time. P. White. All right. Sharon Third Man. Is that the second Third Man? Any way to work for JB Media? Oh, that's the same question twice. Joey Beebs, how can I intern with you guys? The job listings? Big thing on the internet yesterday on Twitter, which is a whole new world of almost bizarre. It's like not worth bringing up into other places. We have interns all the time, and we have a lot of interns that come through, and it's organized through colleges for college credits. But Twitter is very mad, saying unpaid internships is horrible. But like it's so normal. The internet is just so anti everything. Sometimes you're like, what? Like, why are they talking about it? I checked in, like, no, like we work with the colleges. They get the credits for the class. Our interns love it. We've had so many come back and do it again. We've had so many get hired and get jobs through it. And I am always about making sure everyone learns, and this is a resume builder, and like you get stuff out of it. So if it can't be for college credit, then it would be something else. But yeah, we do have interns, and I think it's just always happening. Like we always have waves helping out on certain things, but it would have to fit into, your school would have to sign off on it and sign off on that it fits both ways, which we get. But we just got 2 coming in today. So yeah, you can intern with us if you see it, apply for it. It works out. Yeah. These questions are categorized under company growth, strategy, and process. All right. Patroy 34. Any good tips for making content specifically for social media and reach new audiences? I would say you got to make content for all the apps, and it's only a winner if it does really well on multiple apps. That's kind of one thing. You don't want to just make videos for just Instagram, just TikTok, just that. You want to find stuff that will work everywhere. You want stuff that you like doing, and you're bringing a twist. Like it has to be an audience that exists for what you're covering or talking about or doing, but you're doing it in a new way, unique way, fun way, bringing what are you bringing that is a little different or a little otherwise. And it's just doing it and testing it and doing it and testing it and doing it and testing it and engaging and interacting with people that watch it. And you got to do it for you for a long time before you start doing it for other people. If that makes sense. Lights went off. The lights went off in the room. Got them back on. Okay. This is Prestonian _Dynamite. What's the general review process for videos? Are there sign-offs from different people? No. Every channel and everything is different. Certain channels, like we want to sign off on ideas to make sure that they're good, but most channels, especially if it's creator-led, like we are creator-led, creator-driven, like we got ice, they do whatever, they're doing what they want to do. I don't have say. I'm not going to tell them no. That would hinder their creativeness. Like Jolly's videos and even the trivia, like the trivia got started and it was doing really well. I came in and helped refine the logistics, put some limitations. So just to protect creators from themselves. Sometimes everyone thinks too big and then it becomes like, oh my God, why did we film with so many cameras? This edit is now twice as long. Oh my God, all these graphics. So like, that's where I think I'm more helpful. I want every creator to come up with their own ideas. If they want help, if they want a think tank, that's great. We're like getting so much better at workshopping ideas with each other and helping each other. But there's no general process. Every series channel has its own, I just said series and my phone went off, has its own like workflow. And majority it's, once you get into the ad routine, which means you're successful, then there's a lot more to do it. 15 minutes? Is that good? Jolly asked about an ETA, which stands for estimated time arrival, but I think he meant ETD, estimated time departure, because he wants this room. How do you continue to innovate with organic growth strategies? Said Peter Pasquatch. How do you continue to innovate with organic growth strategies? Yeah, for me, it's like shedding the things that I love but aren't they're static. They're not going to grow anymore. And that allows me to do stuff that I want to do. Like last year we did the Barbados trip where we played cricket in Barbados. That was new content. There was so many different levels to why we did that. One, I wanted to prove we could make like really well-made documentaries, which Robbie and Zach and the whole crew did. Because if you want to start selling stuff like that to a Netflix or Amazon Prime or wherever, like, we've learned you just need to send them stuff, and it might take like 5 years of like, we did this. And then eventually they're like, oh, wow, you guys produce quality. So like we were able to take that series and send it around and say like, look, we can make high quality stuff too that could land not just on, the internet, but elsewhere. So that was one thing. The real Trojan horse was the connections we made in the cricket world. And there was a lot of CEOs and leaders of cricket companies, of leagues that our team got to meet there. And that has all flourished into stuff that hopefully comes to fruition and is coming to fruition. And then it was fun content for people that followed along. It was fun for the creators to get to do something new. Where like, I think I remember talking to Zoe and he loved it because he got to have fun, be silly, be entertaining without having to worry about the production and the plan and all of that. And because we had the crew and it was a company thing. So more company stuff like that, where like we're utilizing our roster to innovate and have fun and stuff like that. Tabletop cricket, that's just like was born out of just fucking around in the kitchen with a roll of tape and a ball. And then that's been like a new fun thing. So we got to a place where our schedules were so full that we couldn't do anything new and fun. So everything kind of was fun, but could also be stale, or like for me, I always want to be trying something new. So how do you continue to innovate with organic growth strategies? I think that's it. It's just always trying new stuff. And luckily our audience, our community has always allowed us to try new things and give it a shot, which has been, I always talk about, that's my favorite part about this company and what we've grown is that you guys allow us to try new stuff. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you guys love it, but it doesn't ever grow bigger than a small community, and then it's not sustainable. So there you go. Okay, let's keep going because I told you I have 50 minutes. Schedule, goals, and personal story. All right, that's the next category. Austin 4 Ridgeway. What's the schedule for Warehouse Games look like in 2026? Is Stoner back? Stoner's not currently back on any roster, but Canobbio wasn't back at this time, and then we made that plan. So you never know what could happen. People fall through. People fall through all the time. We're going to try and set the rosters ahead of time. Like before Warehouse Cup comes out, you'll know the rosters for all 4 sports, but there will guaranteed to be changes due to people have to cancel. Baggage hockey, we got a new player day before because Hannah couldn't make it anymore. Worked out well. We won. I made this shirt. I made a bunch of shirts. That's something else I've been doing when I just sit on the couch is I'm just been making new stupid, silly warehouse merch that was just like, we can wear it in the warehouse and fun. We have football jerseys we wear as crowd members, but they are just one color. And I was like, well, we can like print stuff all over and it will look cool. So you might see that next Warehouse Cup when it comes out, which won't be till the end of the year or back half of the year. Let's see. Goals, career decisions, personal story. Goals for 2026. We have some company goals. We always try to set a company goal. I don't want to say it right now because people in the company would listen to it and we haven't shared it with the whole company, and that is probably something I did earlier on, or is something I did earlier on that I feel is bad leadership. So I try to only share things on the show that has been shared internally when it is something that affects everyone. When do you know it was time to hang up your day job? I mean, I wasn't making a lot of money. I was doing weddings, wedding videography, and like surviving, but it wasn't a big gamble. I got offered, it was $25K to live off for a year and try to build it. And that's what I did. And I told myself, like, if it doesn't work out, I can build this into a side project and go back to doing, videography. But now I have a second income from like my hobby that's at least enough combined to be like 60K and live off. That's like what I told myself back in 2018 when I did that. I think in the back of my head, it was like, no fucking way. This has to work. You have to do it. But it wasn't incredibly tough for me because I didn't have a career giant path established. I was just doing wedding videos. Can you tell us a story of how Dan came back to the warehouse? Whose idea was it? Canobbio's? Yeah, it was Matty Mass's idea. He was watching Blitzball Battle. Fuck, I don't even know what we're at. 6? He was watching the last one, and Canobbio like took off his mic and retiring. He was like being hilarious on mic, and Matty was like, "Man, like we should get him back if because we knew Colin could play the first Blitzball Battle, but he couldn't play the second. So he was like, what if we have him be the surprise guest?" So that was in February, and we didn't film till September, and everything happened then. And it was kind of like if a boxing match came to be, and then Canobbio couldn't, Cohen was going to be the teammate. So it was a kind of a fallback. But it was awesome. It was really fun to do, like scratch a different itch to produce that intro and that surprise. And no one knew. Like We Got Ice didn't know, Trev didn't know, the whole booth and broadcast didn't know. We slowly had to tell more people in production like 2 days before, 1 day before, to start prepping it all. But it was one of the most tight secrets within our walls we've had. What would you be doing now if Boone hadn't pulled Savages in the Box out of thin air? Same thing. I don't think any single one thing led to our success. I think the Amir Garrett fight happened right after that, and that blew up. The first video that actually blew up that got us investors and like people reaching out to like invest and like build it was the Ron Culpa one, where he told the Astros he could do whatever he wants. So I'd be doing the same thing. Baseball, MLB specific. You seem to follow non-Yanks less since founding a sports company. True or false? True. But so that's Greg. And this is something that upsets a lot of people about me. You founded a baseball company and you don't even watch every single team all the time. If you were around in 2018, 2017, you'll know this, but I mean, I only watched the Yanks. That's a game a night. That's a lot of baseball. I don't understand how you could watch other games when you have a team that you watch every single night. So I watch the Yankees, and then I'm aware of situations, like moments. I like the game of baseball. I was talking to people in the office here because they are wired different too. They like the players and the players and the stats. I like the game of baseball. Like you put a baseball game on, I will enjoy it. I don't need to memorize every player or know their stats. Like it's just not how my brain. I feel like if you played video games or you did like cards, that's how you consume the game. But a lot of people are like, ball. It's like, well, ball players. I like the sport and like the big moments. So when I was started doing breakdowns for around the league and Talking Yanks started growing, and Jake and I started realizing, hey, we need to do more than just Yankees if we want to grow. There was like, I told Jake, and I said this out loud because we were doing JJ Radio, Jomboy Jake Radio. I was like, I'm starting to do these breakdowns around the league. So I'm starting to get more acquainted with other players and other teams and more in the know. So maybe we can start building Talking Baseball. I think like in the back of my head, I was never going to do Talking Baseball forever. Like I was always like, let's build it up. Trev came in, let's build it up. And now it's handed off to them and they are running with it. Talking Baseball just had a huge successful year, like a big year of growth. So I guess that's the perception. Like people would think because I make a lot of breakdown videos that I'm like obsessed with like every game. I like the narrative stories. But yeah, people get very mad when you don't know every player's name or like stats. Like he really thinks this, he doesn't know shit. It's like I've not really ever been pretending to be something I'm not. Like I don't think about it the same way a lot of people who are diehard baseball fans of the whole leagues do. And I don't know how you watch the whole league. That's crazy to me. I watch a baseball game like every day. And that's not enough for some people because I only watch Yanks because I'm a Yankees fan. But yeah, so your question, it's yes. Like since 2019, I've watched less non-Yankees game because I'm not on Talking Baseball anymore. And when I was on Talking Baseball, I watched so much, studied so much. I would put so much time and effort into every show, and people would still get very mad at me and tell me I didn't know what I was talking about. And I was like, well, this isn't worth it then. You guys do it. That's great. Dan Rourke needs a mic on Baseball Today. Nah, he's got a good lane there. You know, you give a mic to Rourke and he takes over. And he crushes it with those guys. And he really respects them and they really respect him. So, I mean, if they want to give him a mic to chime in every now and then, I'm not against it. But I don't. They're doing well. When was the first time you and MLB had any interaction? I posted like a thank you for 25,000 subscribers back in 2018, and MLB like reached out, told me to turn on monetization because some stuff will fall through the cracks and will make money. And it was like life-changing move by that admin of MLB's YouTube account. So I appreciate that every day. Would you change any rules for BB7? I think we're on to BB8. And yes, there will be some rules changes, but I don't think crazy rule changes. What are some ideas to improve Blitzball? I knew worse games, already did that. I thought about a play rule change for CRN. What's CRN? Fielder has to field the ball cleanly and then in one motion step and throw the ball to the zone from where they are. If the ball hits the zone, it's a double play. Oh, we did that. It feels cheap. Everyone always wants that. Maybe we try it again because it's been 3 years since we last tried it. We tried it. It felt very cheap. Like, what would you... That highlight... like popping the balloon of an inning is way less satisfying than watching the next at bat with runners on, if that makes sense. Like in baseball, if you watch a double play, there's a lot of moving parts. There's people running, especially like a hard double play. It's like, especially live, double plays on TV are not nearly as exciting as double plays live. If you watch a double play at a baseball game live, you're like, wow, yeah. And it's fun. So even like through the broadcast, if you see me field a routine grounder and I just lob it slowly and it hits the glass and now we're out of the inning, that's we just ruined another bases loaded at bat moment that is like so much tension and so much like edge of your seat. And we took that away with a non-highlight. Like we would never post me fielding a grounder and just like lobbing it towards the glass slowly. Even if we had to, like I played that the batter could bunt it growing up and he could block the double play. But then if a batter like grounds out and he walks away sad and you lob it, it's not entertaining. It's the trade-off in entertainment is not there. So if we did a double play, it would have to be something that is like guaranteed. This is a highlight we will post on social media and people who have no clue will be like, that's impressive. And there's nothing really that fits the bill there. Okay. That's it. That's all the questions. Thank you for tuning in to Morning Meeting. It's been a long time. If you want to ask questions, leave them in the comments, reach out to Instagram. We'll try and do it more. No promises.